Erling Haaland said, "Who the F are you?"
Yes. And there's
well, sometimes you ain't got to tell them. Sometimes you just got to show them.
We can't lose again. Imagine they're getting 3 times. It would be terrible for us.
You got 16 million, but what you doing with that 16 million?
Let's start today with some Premier League action, and we'll also discuss some transfers. There's a lot going on.
What you want to talk about first, Christian?
Hey, Arsenal faced Manchester City.
Got me in a zen moment, bro.
Okay, you're finally at peace, these Arsenal fans.
Actually, my hips are so tight, I can't even sit crisscross applesauce.
Oh, you can't do that.
I can, but my knees are wild high.
Okay. All right, really Luka Doncic. I thought we were Luka a couple seconds ago.
Bro, I can't really sit in that. Damn.
Anyway,
he's not that flexible.
Manchester City against they faced Arsenal at
you want to hear something
Emirates.
crazy?
Yeah, what?
Charlie Davies was there with his family for his first ever actual Arsenal match.
Wow.
What a game to go to, huh?
Oh, okay.
That was his first ever. He had never been to a game before.
The one that you were
his
at a
first
Man
ever
City
at the Emirates.
game.
First one at the Emirates.
Oh, okay, at the Emirates.
First time he's ever seen Arsenal play at home, ever.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, because you guys went for
we went to the other
to
city
Etihad.
At the Etihad, where I almost got beat up and he didn't do nothing about it.
Right.
He bounced like Emil Forsberg. Anyway, he left me alone, bro. I said, Dad? Papa?
So, yes. So, good for him. I can't believe I've been to an Arsenal game at the Emirates before Charlie Davies.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, but the
yours was the one you went was 6-0. This was 5-1. I mean, yours was even better.
Entertaining. No, this was a game for the most part. Were there any goals in the first half? Or
yeah. It was 1-1 in the first half.
1-1 in the first half, and then
second half was all Arsenal.
Once Erling Haaland scored that goal, there was a little part of me that was like,
oh no.
Hey,
it wasn't just you. It was like, me and everyone. I'm like, uh-oh.
Here we go again. But there were a couple controversial moments. Obviously, the first goal, Martin Odegaard gets the ball from Kai Havertz.
Leandro Trossard with the press.
Gets the ball back.
Is that the one time from Declan Rice to Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz crosses to Odegaard. Beautiful.
Boom, goal in the first, 2 minutes or something like that?
Very quick.
And the Gabriel Jesus screaming in Haaland's face. That was the first moment.
No, Gabriel Magalhaes.
Yes.
Gabriel Jesus.
That's right. Gabriel Magalhaes. Yeah, he screams in Haaland's face.
Okay, but go back to the last time we played, or I'm sorry, go to the last time Arsenal, because I'm not on the team. That Arsenal played Manchester City. If you remember, Erling Haaland scores the go-ahead goal, and he takes the ball and bangs it off the back of Gabriel Magalhaes' head,
I do
running out of goal. So this was a little bit of a clapback. Here's also what you missed, right? So this is the moment here where he kind of like, as he runs past him, laughs in his face, which also shows why Erling Haaland celebrated in a very cocky, kind of quiet way when he scores that header not too long after this. But there was a moment in between those two that I think is way more iconic than this. And I don't know if you can find it. But Gabriel Magalhaes hits the ground. I believe it was between this. Gabriel Magalhaes hits the ground after defending against Erling Haaland, and one of his shoes is off. And if you see on camera, he grabs the back of Erling Haaland's shorts and pulls him and tells him something. He told him, yo, go get me my boot. This was a concentrated effort from the beginning to get inside Erling Haaland's head.
Yeah, I did.
And I kind of think it worked.
I did see that. I can't find the photo, but this was I loved how the announcers sort of played it off, and they were like, they said like, oh, Gabriel was just pointing at his boot to tell Haaland like, you knocked my boot off.
No, he said, go get me my boot.
You could see him be like, yo, get me my shoes.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I'm bro, like
Spider,
treating my guy on some youngin, on some young blood the whole game. I mean, this is how you get, especially while they're struggling, this is how you get inside Erling Haaland's head. Now, this could backfire, right? Like, he could go on to score 5 against you alone.
But I think it was before Haaland ended up scoring the goal. I think they said it on the broadcast that he had only had like 4 touches of the ball.
Marmoush was ghost this whole game.
Yeah, he didn't really do much. I mean, look, we'll get to Man City's issues because they had plenty.
But he was starting in the 10 position, so you assume he's kind of somewhat responsible for either drawing defenders out by making runs or at least facilitating for Erling Haaland. That was not happening.
Yeah, there was. I mean, this is also it's a big gamble for Pep to start a guy who just signed with the team.
Well, he already broke Kusanov.
I mean, it's like wild that, you have, it's not like he doesn't have players that were already playing in that position that understand the system or whatever. So it's a big risk in a big game like this. But as far as City's issues, I think one of the factors is watching this game, especially watching that second half, I think City is not doing well. And a lot of teams, I think, in the Premier League are not, but they're not doing well after their Champions League fixtures. So picking that roster,
fixture congestion in general.
Yes, but this is like you have a very short turnaround. It's not like a Carabao Cup match where you can really
flex different players.
Yeah. They start a strong lineup in their Champions League matchups and then go to really a big game where there's a lot at stake and there's clearly a rivalry and stuff like that. So that's why I thought that second half that collapsed. Phil Foden giving the ball away over and over and over.
Yeah, he was getting attacked. I think Leandro Trossard played out of his skin today. This is the most aggressive I've seen him play since he came to Arsenal.
Sure.
He's one of those types of players where it feels like when he's on, you have to say that at the beginning of a sentence because he's unstoppable, man. He's got he's insanely techie. He seems to be a bit of a leader on the pitch, doesn't overshadow anyone else, but you can see he's a bit of a leader. And it's like sometimes I'm so scared of him starting because he can disappear. He can sort of collapse into the game a little bit, where in the sense where you're like, I'm not even sure if he's active today. This match was one of those where he was absolutely on. He caused so many turnovers, caused the turnover for the first goal. He was so on point. Bro, this whole team had a different confidence, especially in the second half.
Yeah, and then the lack of confidence, I think, from Manchester City. John Stones, he was getting cooked all game. It's just surreal to
the
see.
camera kept panning to him after every goal.
Yeah, well, he had the deflection from Partey. Lewis-Skelly scored the goal on him. It's just
number one MLS, bro, right there, bro.
So just the entire game. Just like these players that. Whether it's exhaustion and tiredness or whatever, just these bad decisions. I usually attribute, especially the mistakes that Phil Foden was making, through just fatigue. I mean, how are you passing the ball in the middle of the pitch to not your teammate? You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you, but Arsenal also played in Champions League.
I understand that, but there's I think there was at least a little bit of I don't know if it's I don't know what was the lineup in the Champions League match per se, but Arsenal didn't need to win their game, right? It wasn't as crucial, to make it into Champions League.
There was a chance they could have slipped out of the top 8, but I think they needed to lose by a lot.
Sure. So I felt like the Arsenal players were a little bit more vibrant, and then again,
especially first of all, this is a match without Bukayo Saka.
Yes,
to score 5 against. Maybe not the best team in the league this year, but over the last decade, the best team in the league. To score 5 against them without your best player, that's huge.
Yeah,
and not enough can be said about that. And I think this is part of the slippery slope that Arsenal constantly finds himself in, is towards the end of the transfer window in January, there's always some youth player that steps up and makes you feel like maybe we don't need to go buy anybody. And then that it's not as consistent because they're young. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They're going to have moments where they slip up. They're going to have moments where they don't play as well. They don't have that confidence. This match was not that. This match was a coming out party. It's choking me up. Coming out party for Miles Lewis-Skelly and for Ethan Nwaneri.
Yeah.
Because there was a part of me when Nwaneri comes in, the vibes are so good. I actually watched this game at Fancy Free, which is the bar below Spike Lee's office. So sometimes he comes down to watch Arsenal games.
Okay.
I don't think he was in town for this one, but the place was packed. I got there super early. The place was absolutely packed. A lot of people like, yo, Cooligans, whatever. Like a lot of Cooligans fans were there. But I actually watched this with Ryan Hunn from Stadio Podcast. Shouts to Ryan. Big Arsenal fan as well. He happens to be in town. And magically, like 2 more Brits find their way to the table. I'm like, what is this? I don't even feel like I'm in New York anymore, you know? And they're all Arsenal fans, obviously. And as soon as the goal goes in from Erling Haaland, which is why I said it wasn't just you, the tension in that whole room, like, zapped. And they were like, all right, now it feels more like England. You know what I mean? Because
sure.
they were always saying, they were like, well, it's too positive. Like, it's too, like, people are enjoying themselves too much. This doesn't feel like I'm watching a game in England, because Americans tend to be more positive. We're more joyous when we see each other, especially, if you saw another Everton, we're like, hey. In England, they're like, no, all right, what's up? You know, like they don't have the joy that we do when we see one because it's a bit more rare. And then the moment that Erling Haaland goal scores, you could feel the energy get zapped out of the room, and it was like, here we go again. And that second half, man, and the fact that when Nwaneri came in, I was like, bro, go get you one. Lewis-Skelly already got one. Go get you one. And then he actually does in a very Bukayo Saka-esque goal. I mean,
goal.
It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see that offensive production and them, like, especially figure out a team like Manchester City. I thought Kai Havertz missing that a great chance early in the game.
I said, bro, he needs to get another goal.
Yeah.
He needs to get a goal in the second half because you got to make amends.
Yeah. He just has too many of those throughout, especially this season.
All I'm asking is get it on frame. You know what I mean? You're standing on the penalty spot, basically.
He does everything right except sort of the last thing. I
think he saw the goalkeeper adjust, so he maybe kind of adjust late, but still, bro,
we obviously have to talk about Miles Lewis-Skelly's goal and the celebration afterwards, which just...
How old is Miles Lewis-Skelly, by the way?
He is 18 years old. 18,
bro.
And
this is the type of confidence only a young man can have.
I believe, was it in the last game that he had the little scuffle with...
He had the red card.
No, in the last game against Manchester City, because I don't know if it was earlier in this game or in the last game.
This was a previous match. I think it was the home match where Erling Haaland said, "Who the F are you?"
Yes. And there's
well, sometimes you ain't got to tell him. Sometimes you just got to show him.
He's like, I am Major League Soccer.
Yeah. Because Messi plays here.
Because my man did, he scored a great goal. Did the celebration, did Erling Haaland.
Look at Gundogan in the background, like, damn.
You gonna let him do that to you, Erling?
Yo.
I love Gabriel Magalhaes' reaction to it, being like, hey, okay. I didn't see this one coming, but I love it.
Even young man on the game plan. Go get my boot. Go get your shine box, Erling.
No, this is just an iconic photo. And then the other one of all the players standing around Miles Lewis-Skelly while he's doing the celebration. This is just one of those things of like, hey, we're going to remember this. We're going to remember. Arsenal fans can remember it.
Take a picture, bro.
And you know, Manchester City fans and the players going to be like, Erling Haaland, I can't even wait. I'm already salivating at the thought of the
goal
next
celebration?
No, at the next Arsenal Manchester City match, because it's going to be entertaining.
Ooh, can they match up in Champions League?
I don't know where the brackets sort of are, but I guess
that'd be interesting.
Anything could happen. No, this was this is just a great moment, and you know, for especially a show like ours, I mean, banter, jokes. This is how you do it, and
this almost needs no comment, no reaction. This says it all.
Yeah, this is just a great photo that we had Carling Jackson on. She had painted.
Actually, this is poorly drawn Arsenal. It's this exact picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I gotta bring that up. I think it's Can't Draw Arsenal that he goes by. All right, whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
But just an iconic moment where we were talking to Carling Jackson about painting Emil Smith-Rowe's first goal. I mean, this is
it.
This is the one.
Get to painting, Carling, bro. This is it. That big moment right here.
Skelly, hit up Carling because this is just an incredible moment. But
for those who don't know, Erling Haaland's been doing this celebration since his Salzburg days, bro. This is early in his career.
And he is also apparently, like, it's a very genuine thing. Like, he does meditate.
Yeah, he does yoga and
stuff. Zen guy.
At the bar, by the way, they were selling hats that said "Stay humble." I bought one.
Okay,
pretty great.
Look at Alexis buying merch,
bro. You know what's funny? Ryan goes like, "Oh no, I bought this before the game. I've jinxed it." I'm like, bro, y'all can't be this way. Not all of y'all. I'm like, bro, we in America, bro. Just don't put it on your head yet. Hilarious. And immediately was very happy about that.
Amazing. So, look, great game. I was entertained. Manchester City still have a lot to figure out.
Did you see Pep's reaction to the goal celebration?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't I have that pulled up somewhere. Oh, yeah, this is a fun a fun moment. They asked him about the celebration that Miles Lewis-Skelly just did, and here's his reaction.
Pay attention to the spin in his mouth.
I didn't see. I didn't do that. That's good. That's good. So I'm already the Allen celebration.
The thing that you're mentioning is from a different video.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
They have done it. Oh, yeah? Yeah, Gabriel after the first goal.
Let it play out.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you, guys.
Yo, what evil went through this man's mind in that moment? Because you know he's like, oh, y'all always wanted me to be down, and y'all kicking me while I'm down.
Just the when he says that's good, I just need all the viewers and listeners to understand that he does not think it's good. He actually thinks it's bad.
Yeah. He's saying that.
He's saying,
but his entire body language is not sharing that. This is like when you embarrass your mother in public. You say something you weren't supposed to say.
Yeah.
And she knows she can't hit you right now. You know what I mean? She can't really do nothing.
The pela that you're getting at home.
But she's just like, okay.
Real good.
Well, me voy a acordar de eso cuando entramos en el carro. You know, she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, you got me right now. but you don't own the house that we're about to walk into. Yo.
Yeah.
The energy is so like, wait till I get my flip flop. They're giving him billboard material, which I'm fine with because the
bulletin board material.
Bulletin board. Because the opposite was true for so long. So this is nice to see the leverage switch.
We're not used to Pep Guardiola being embarrassed.
Yeah.
Especially with results like
Toyed
this. Toyed with, like mocked.
Yeah.
His players being mocked. Like, you know, there's a certain level of the
it
way.
Tastes good though, doesn't it?
The way Pep Guardiola teams carry themselves. Like we look at Arsenal, and the one thing you could complain about is like, you know, the yellow cards, red cards that they've been getting all season, and yeah, they've been hard done by referees, but sometimes they kind of lose their focus. Pep teams don't really do that. They're very, very calm.
They don't give up leads constantly either. I mean,
exactly.
What's been happening to them over the course of the last month
this season
and a half,
is
2
obviously
months.
very, very rare. All right, let's move on to another other big news in.
Also, shouts to whoever handles the aux cable at Arsenal for playing Humble.
Oh, that's
Be
right.
Humble, man.
From what's the name of the song? Humble. Yeah, the song is
Be
Humble.
Humble. Yeah, from the multi-Grammy Award winner. Crazy.
Kendrick Lamar.
Bro, a whole arena singing a diss song of yours is crazy.
A minor at the Grammys is crazy, bro.
In
Drake
a Canadian tuxedo. He was supporting Canada from being not wanting to be the 51st
He's like, why is my lawyer at the Grammy singing to the song?
It's crazy, bro.
Anyway.
My dentist is there? That's bananas.
Anyway, also, other big news. Well, Aston Villa. On loan, they sign Marcus Rashford. Rashford is going to Villa.
This is a very smart move for both parties.
I agree. Definitely, Manchester United need to just get this man out of Carrington.
Yeah.
Not having a good time.
The drama surrounding this man and how much he plays or doesn't play and his personal life and all that, you need to move away from that.
Mm-hmm.
Get that focus away from this when it comes to, Ruben Amorim. He's got other fish to fry. And then, which is very British now that I think about that. And then let's see what Unai Emery can do,
Sure. This is is there any surprise that he chose Villa? That Villa wanted it? They obviously got rid of John Duran.
Yeah. I mean, they also may possibly be getting rid of Ollie Watkins if other offers come in, right? There was an opportunity there for Ollie Watkins to potentially move. I mean, it's probably not happening, but I'm just saying, like, making this move was smart to be like, all right, we need to get one back. But to go to Birmingham instead of, I assumed he would be heading to a London team or out of the Premier League. So for him to go to Aston Villa, I think it's very smart business by Aston Villa. It's a loan. I think they cover most of his wages, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
So it's
an expensive loan. It's not,
but it's a bit of a gamble. But if
they
you're
got the Duran money,
yeah. I think if you're Unai Emery, you say, all right, let me see if I can kind of get him back on the pitch and playing well.
That's really all it is. This is a.
Are you getting the vibes of like Dele Alli to Everton?
No, not even close.
Okay.
Rashford is still up until he got benched. He was still fairly productive.
Yep.
He wasn't doing what he was doing when obviously when he first got there. But so it's sad for a lot of players to just to see kind of what happened with Rashford. But he's going to a better team, in better form, less drama. I look, if it doesn't work, we know whose fault. We know whose fault it is.
Also, he's going to a place where he's not the main guy.
Sure.
He's walking into a place that has its own atmosphere. It's got its own culture. He needs to learn it, so he has to adjust to them. It's not like if someone was coming in, Manchester United, like Ruben Amorim, I've been here before. I've been here since I was a kid. I've been here for two decades already. No. You're going somewhere new. You need to adjust. Let's see if you adjust.
Yeah, and there's something, Manchester United, playing for Manchester United is playing for the Yankees and all the media coverage and all the scrutiny and just being away from that a little bit, I think will be helpful to Rashford. He's done it for probably as long as he could possibly handle. Him going to an NBA game is like major news and on all the like sports pages and all the sites and stuff like that.
Can't go to one Knicks game.
Can't go to one Knicks game. What do you do?
Come
on. So it looks like like I said, if it doesn't work out, it's his fault. But I think he will be productive and playing. It's not even just playing like with players like Ollie Watkins, but Morgan Rogers, like Onana, like. It's nobody's gonna really ask him. He doesn't need to track back and defend. And it's just
we got.
I assume he's gonna be on the wing. Go off,
all
bruh.
Right. Over under goals at Aston Villa.
And this so he has 3-4 months.
What do we call it? Well, let's say 6.5 goals. Over or under?
I'm gonna say under.
Under 6.5 goals?
Yeah, I don't think he does that many.
I'm gonna go over. Carter?
Over.
Okay, I just want to make sure you even use the mic. Honestly, I'm happy people know he's alive. We're not lying.
Okay, interesting. I'm
gonna go
I'd be
over.
impressed if you can do that.
Let us know in the comments what you think. Over under on goals for Marcus Rashford at Aston Villa. We're calling it 6.5. Over or under?
Okay.
We should put some money on it or something. Do something.
Okay. All right. You want to start a gambling site, bro?
We should do something. We should put some stakes to it.
Okay. How many stakes?
Ooh, multiple. 2 prime ribs. How about this? You gotta I have to take you to dinner at a place you pick, or you gotta take me to dinner at a place I pick. Carter comes along.
Okay, deal. No Carter though. I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right, done. All right, Carter, get the mic back away from him. Go back to miming.
So speaking of Manchester United, they did play their game.
They had a bad one.
They had a bad one against Crystal Palace at home. This is now, I believe, their 7th loss at home at Old Trafford.
This season?
This season, bro.
Jeez. That might have been as many as they lost at home under Alex Ferguson.
I saw the
obviously I'm kidding for those people watching.
In the Brock, I think Rebecca Lowe mentioned it. It was something Manchester United haven't lost that many games at home since like 1898 or something like that. It was like literally over 100 years.
Oh my God. I'm trying to pull this up.
They've been remarkably bad at home.
I watched this at the bar waiting for the Arsenal match to start, and the joy it brings Arsenal fans to see Manchester United be this bad. The whole city of Manchester had a bad one, man. This was pathetic, bro. It seemed like Mateta could do whatever he wanted in this game. And somebody mentioned, I think it was actually Ryan, man, ever since he tucked his shirt in, the kid's back. Yeah, Mateta's tucking his shirt in. He is absolutely bodying this back line. Lenny Euro at moments looked completely lost. And I think he's actually a great defender. I think he's going to be a great defender. But there's moments where I don't think everyone's on the same game plan here, man.
Yeah, I mean, also the very disappointing and very sad injury to Lisandro Martinez. We don't know what it is. So it looks like an ACL.
It looked like an ACL.
Confirmed torn ACL.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
It really, really sucked. I mean, but it's.
I'm gonna get you one of those headset on a headphone. You can't forget.
I think it was. I mean, it's a terrible injury, but there's a little bit of like he defended it in a poor way. Like he tried to.
The amount of people carrying the stretcher was. I think there were less pallbearers in my grandfather's funeral.
It was pretty serious. I don't know.
I got to be honest. It's a knee injury. I thought at first maybe it was like a head-to-head collision or maybe like a heart problem. Like
sure.
Because I didn't see it happen. I was moving. I was adjusting my seat. And I look up and suddenly I see he's down. And a bunch of players are like standing over him. So I'm like, what happened? I looked at it up on, I think it was on Blue Sky. I saw the video. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
It's a knee problem.
But careful because Ineos might end up firing the half of the medical team.
Yeah. I think that's why they were all out there. They're like, quick, look busy. Yeah.
It really, really sucked. You hate to say it. But he like sort of.
He landed weird on it.
He was like. It was Sarr, I think, that he was kind of going up against. And Sarr went around him. And it was just it was like desperate defending. It was like, he's trying to shield the ball. and just
Which
did
feels
a
like
weird,
when you get injured, like he was trying to adjust his body in a way to like
it
at
was
least.
just, it was just like not confident defending and not confident on the ball, and I think that was partly what led to the injury.
I mean, we hope he's okay.
But I think it's just in general the desperation that Manchester United are playing with that affected even his decision and how to defend in that way. But yeah, obviously it sucks that he got hurt. You just hate to see it.
Yeah.
But Crystal Palace, I also want to give credit to Chris Richards. I thought Chris Richards had one of the best games he's ever had in the Premier League.
Dude, he's developed into a week in, week out starter where, remember when he wasn't getting minutes and then they made him a defensive midfielder and then eventually he got back in a center back and now he's locked that in.
Yeah, he looked great in this game, and it's that hasn't been the entire season. I also think another factor, kind of what I mentioned with Manchester City playing, I think with Manchester United, and I'd have to look at the results, but when they do play their midweek matches, the Europa League matches on Thursdays, Manchester United look like a completely different team after they play those Europa League matches.
Meaning they look cooked, they look spent.
Yes, because they do not have the depth. They have injuries, and they don't have the roster to really handle playing all these matches. And that's why I think a factor of like why they lost against Crystal Palace. They just looked not super comfortable. And then the players that you sort of expect stuff from, like Amad Diallo, like just players to bring in that a little bit of energy, just like they just don't have it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to think that Todd Bowley was right. Right? Depth is a major issue. This man got the depth of 3 squads.
My man gives them all 12-year contracts.
Yo,
is like,
I'm kind of thinking like the ability to have an 11 that plays in the Premier League and almost another 11 that plays in the conference. And I know conference is a different level than Europa, but still, I mean, the essence of what he was thinking the game will turn into, he's kind of right. I feel like in a way he's been proven right. I know Chelsea being a little bit higher up in the standings right now would make me sound a little bit smarter than what I'm sounding right now. But in the end, I think Todd Bowley will be proven right.
Okay, the only time will tell.
No.
We shall see. The last thing in just some transfer news is Matthias Tell.
You got an apology to make, bro.
Yes, Matthias Tell. All the reports are saying that he will be joining Tottenham over the other options he had were Aston Villa, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Manchester United.
Right. So the loan is no option to buy.
It's
just 6 months.
Let's go. Let's play back the tape.
Yeah.
What we said the other day about Matthias Tell.
What you mean we, bro? You speaking French?
Because
Hold this, Christian.
we did not think he
Who's
was.
this we, though? What'd you say? Tottenham is a little thotty, a little messy at
Tottenham
night.
is like, can you make a hole into a house?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
type
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. So kind of shocked that Ange, I guess, the report saying Ange made the call, spoke to Matthias
Sealed
Tell,
the deal.
said, "Hey, you need to come here."
He said, bro, I'm only here for 6 months. Why don't you get your ass over here?
This is a great place to play, and
I'm a start you. I got no other choice.
so look, when it comes to playing time, hey,
He gonna get it.
you know where you
Yeah.
so that was fairly obvious. So clearly, maybe that was kind of the biggest selling point. But surprised that's the situation that he went into. But Tottenham won a Premier League match.
Yeah, yeah. They're up to what? 12, 13?
Yeah, they won in Europa League, right? They're like, it could be worse.
They're in 14th. Okay, they're in 14th. Sandwiched above them is Manchester United, 2 points above, and then 3 points above them is Crystal Palace. Not bad. Brighton, not that far from them. Not that bad company, right? It seems like a couple more wins. They could sneak themselves back into the top half of the table.
Maybe. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like the bar should be a little bit higher for Tottenham, given the amount of money they spend, the stadium that they play
I agree,
in.
but Daniel Levy's smart, man. He always finds a way to deflect.
All right. We'll see how Matthias Tell does it. Congrats to him. Hopefully it works out
Yeah, man.
at Tottenham. All right. Let's get to our conversation with Emil Forsberg, the New York Red Bull midfielder. We chatted with him, like we said, at MLS Media Day in Miami just a couple weeks ago.
Find out if we kept it respectful or not.
We had a great time chatting with him.
It was an honor getting to speak with all the players.
Exactly.
Thank you so
Here
much for
goes.
making time.
Our conversation with Emil Forsberg.
I mean, what an honor, right? We put ourselves in a position to interview players, and then they bring us some of the greatest.
Some of the greatest, especially designated players. People involved in the new documentary on Apple TV.
That's what this is here for.
Onside.
He's so good that they followed him around for a documentary, and now we get to talk to him?
Exactly. I don't know why they didn't bring it up to us first.
Yeah, I know, really. Why aren't we in the documentary? Well, let's ask you that first question. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him from the New York Red Bulls. You've watched him play all over Europe. Absolutely incredible. Emil Forsberg, everybody.
Emil, what's up, man?
How you doing, guys? Happy to be here.
All right. Are we going to get to see the kit? Is that ever going to happen?
I hope not.
This guy's zipped up, ready to go.
No. They told me not to show it.
Right. Well, it'll be. We'll have to embargo the interview if he does show it. So
maybe when the camera's off.
Keep it a secret. Emil, we obviously have to ask about Onside, the documentary. Has this been a thing that you've done before and been involved where cameras were following you around and capturing everything going on? Because there's already I think there's a lot of demand. We're here at MLS Media Day. You had just mentioned that you're probably doing about 40 interviews.
Wow.
And I think the modern footballer is sort of used to this, like a lot of social content, you doing TikTok dances, whatever is good.
Documentary?
Whatever they ask you about. But a documentary and following you around the season, was that awkward? Was it different? Was it something unique for the season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've never done it before this way, but I think it's very raw. You can see from inside of the locker room directly after a loss, where it's very pure and you have your feelings. And it was amazing. It was fun to do it. I mean, I've watched other documentaries, the Formula One Drive to Survive, for example. So, I mean, it was just fun to do it. And I think everybody's going to enjoy it because it is raw and pure and everybody's going to see how it is playing and living like a soccer player. So, I mean, it's going to be amazing.
In fact, so I think footballers, especially from Europe, you're kind of trained, right? After a loss, you kind of know what to say to the media, right? You don't want to upset anyone. You're also upset. You probably don't want to talk to the media at that moment, but you have to share the emotion and you want to let the fans know that you're also upset. This is different. Now, all of a sudden, there's a camera in your face. You know there's going to be a documentary. How long before you just could get really raw in front of that camera?
It depends. I mean, there's a camera there and you're just acting after that a little bit. Everybody's just being themselves. But of course, it's always different when you have a camera in your face after a loss. Like you said, you know what to say and not to say. I think it is what it is. Yeah. But it was fun, and I think everybody's gonna see how it is, and it was very pure, very raw from our side. I think everybody's being very honest about everything and how the life is outside and in the inside. So I mean, it's always different. But it's still, you do it.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're both excited to watch the documentary, and we have to be 100% transparent.
We got to talk about it. There's one episode I might not want to watch.
I've heard.
So
we're not wearing the color on purpose.
We are both diehard New York City.
We were rooting so hard against you, dude.
I can imagine. Yeah.
So we were rooting so hard against you.
And we were both obviously at City Field for the Hudson River Derby playoff game. It was one of the most difficult moments.
Yeah, as hard as this is to say, congratulations on the big win there.
I was waiting for that one. Thank you. Thank you.
Got it, all right.
But look, we would be lying if we said we didn't enjoy how the MLS Cup final went. At least for us as fans watching. But now that the season's over and that the documentary, they're filming that part as well, and that heartbreak as well is part of it. Did it get to a point where you're just like, get these damn cameras out of here. I don't want them to see this part of it.
Okay, so they were with us when we lost 5-1, was it?
Right, that's what it was.
And when we lost at your place I think it was 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
So it was funny actually because they were with us before the game in the playoffs, and I talked to Lewis and we said hey, listen, we can't lose again. Imagine they're getting 3 times. It would be terrible for us. So it was like, no, we're not going to lose this one for sure. Now we can't lose 3 times. It's impossible. And luckily we got that one, but we didn't go all the way. So it still feels like we got the Eastern Conference, but we didn't win the finals. So it still feels bad.
Okay. It'll be cool to see though, because you guys had such an up and down season. You were, went through a really rough patch and then you started playing well. And MLS is different than most leagues. You have to build momentum into the playoffs. What was that experience for you like to see and feel playoffs? Is it different? Is it really that different? Does it feel more like maybe a cup tournament? Is there something that you can relate it to?
I mean, I came into it completely new. I didn't know what to expect, what to feel when we started the playoffs games, because you start with best of 3. So it's a little bit like, how do you gonna approach this? But I think it was fun.
We're just as confused as you,
yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
So, and then we get to play Columbus as well, and everybody counted us out. So it was like, okay, that was maybe better for us to start that way. For me, maybe, I don't know. But after that, it was just like you said, you have to build a momentum. And I think we did it in the first game against Columbus. We won away 1-0. And I think we kind of build our momentum in that game going forwards. And then we beat them at home. So we beat them 2-0 against the reigning champs. And I think after that, we just kept on going. We went to your place, guys.
Yeah.
We beat you guys and went to Orlando. We beat them. And then it was just like, we just kind of, like you said, we built momentum in one game and we just went on from there.
When being a DP, right, a designated player, there's a lot of responsibilities, especially being someone who has such a storied career. I think a lot of the young players, especially in MLS, are probably looking at you as like, give me some gem, give me some guidance. Do we get to see some of that in documentary of like you maybe putting your arm around a young player, or is that something that you like to do?
I don't want to, like, I love to do it. I talk to the players. I try to push them a lot because I know what they can do and what they know what they can do. Sometimes everybody's getting a little bit lazy in both ways, but I think you won't probably see it that much in the documentary. But for me, when I came in here to the New York, I just wanted to be myself, be positive, push the guys to do better every training and just be there for them. And also do my part on the pitch. That's the most important part. If I'm not good, it's like, what am I doing here? I need to take my responsibility on the pitch and deliver. And it all starts from there for myself.
Yeah, it's always nice talking to players arriving in MLS, especially players that, you played in Champions League and at a very high level. But I'm always curious, what was that impression, when you got here? Because we've always heard from, over the last, we've been doing this show 10 years, and even from back then to now, we've spoken to a lot of players, even players that play in Europe, and there's a little bit of like MLS, whatever, like it's just like, lower that level, retirement league and blah, blah, blah. But sometimes players get here and they're like, oh, okay, wait, no, it's not exactly, nobody's here to retire.
This ain't the easiest,
So, your impression of it from before you got here and then your impression now.
No, before I got it, I knew it was a challenge coming here, but I wanted that challenge because I think I've been 9 years in Germany in Leipzig, so I felt that this is a good challenge for me to bring this club back to better days and to help the club go back to better days. And I think I was positive all the way, even though a lot of guys told me before I came in, like, don't be surprised by the quality of the league, of the players. And I think that's the case as well. I think the quality in the league is very high. I think the quality of the players is very high. And you need to be prepared for that. You can't come here a little bit arrogant and thinking, I just do my thing, because it won't work. It won't work. You need help from your teammates. You need help from the club to succeed. And I think that's one part that I always thought I need to do. Like, I need to bring everybody in. I need to be a good, humble guy, helping my teammates out and just bringing my quality to the pitch, first of all.
Well, talk to me about the difference between Europe and America in the sense of being a footballer. Like, we've heard so many stories from so many people who've come overseas, and they're like, yo, after a loss, I can't go to the supermarket. I can't take my family to a restaurant. Here, you good. You could go into the city.
New York is big. Huh?
New York is massive.
New York is massive.
You're not going to go to Times Square and be like, get home. You should be sad for a loss. It's a little different here, right?
Yeah, but it all comes down to your own feelings after a game, after you lose. I don't think anyone wants to go out party after a loss. If I speak for myself, I mean, it comes down to your own feelings.
How long does it take you to get over that?
I never, I think.
Really?
Yeah. No, it day after we go into practice, you go through the game, you had a bad game, you have a good game. It's always different how you react to the games you've had. But I think either way, it's always hard. But yeah, I mean, it's so, here you have so many other sports also that's so big.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit in Europe, like soccer, and like in Germany, for example, like it's so much passion and you have so many fans and it's totally different thing. But here you have other sports, you have a big city, and it takes it down a little bit more, the passion maybe. Not the passion for the sport, but just like
the intensity,
stuff like that.
The madness.
We're all Knicks fans, and they lose every day.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
they're
I mean?
good now. But they're good now.
Yeah,
they're good now.
I've been waiting, bro.
We've been to Germany a few times, and the fascinating thing, speaking especially playing for RB Leipzig, we've gone to games that RB Leipzig are not even involved, and you see scarves of people of other fans.
They got negative comments. We'll just call it.
I know that. I played it for 9 years, so I know exactly how it is. I started second league, and I think it was even more raw then than it's now. I think we're getting more and more accepted now because I think the concept is very good. So, but it wasn't fun in the first couple of years. I'll tell you that.
We're running out of time, but I want to know better food, New Jersey or Leipzig?
Oh, New Jersey.
There we go. That's it.
Of course.
That's all we needed to know.
It wasn't that
Dude,
competitive.
thank you so much for taking the time.
Take care, brother. Thank
Next
you so
time,
much.
take it easy, huh?
Yeah. See you guys soon, huh?
Welcome back. Thank you to Emil Forsberg and obviously Apple TV Plus and MLS and New York Rebels for supplying us with another great interview.
Exactly. And, we don't often get the opportunity to interview Rebel players, also because we don't pursue them. But it's always nice.
There's reasons.
It's nice to be in enemy territory from time to time.
Listen,
and
we're on by. We like talking to footballers. We don't care what shirt you wear on the weekend.
Have a little banter back and forth. Because Emil Forsberg walked in knowing
he knew
who we were.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he wasn't blindsided.
Yeah, I think he also was a little like, let me not have too much fun with these guys, so the fans
exactly
don't
bro.
get mad.
It's just
we met some of them at ISC, and by me, I mean I walked past this.
I mean, it is what it is. That's the nature of football. What are you gonna do?
I enjoy.
We speaking of Major League Soccer,
yes,
let's get right to it because we had a whole different segment planned.
Luka Doncic ain't the only move that is surprising everyone right now.
Tommy Scoops, Tom Bogert,
breaking MLS Twitter right now.
The Soccer Wise
or MLS Blue Sky.
One of the Soccer Wise owls.
Yes.
Skeeted.
Oh.
Blue Sky.
Congratulations. Oh, no, never mind. Not at the club.
He posted this about Cucho Hernandez. It says, breaking, Real Betis are nearing a deal to sign Cucho Hernandez from the Columbus Crew. Per sources, Pipe Sierra first reported. Cucho, 25, led Columbus to win MLS Cup in 2023, where he was named MVP of the final. He was second in MVP voting last season and lost to, obviously, Lionel Messi.
Cucho Hernandez is only 25 years old, and you as Columbus are walking away from this guy?
Bro. Columbus letting go of the Colombian. I can't believe it.
Your namesake, the best player on your team, the guy who's basically provided you ample amount of goals and highlights and massive moments, and you're gonna let this guy walk? Bro, y'all need Tim Bezbachenko back, bro. What is happening to this squad?
This is kind of a wild decision. Obviously,
can we say stupid decision?
I mean, look, I don't know what the money is or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't call it stupid if you're getting something in return that is incredible, amount of monetary value. Then I would get it.
Who are you going to get that's better than this with that monetary value? And Real Betis isn't a big spending club, so I doubt you're going to get more than 10 to 12 million for this guy.
Yeah, that feels like
which is a crazy number to sell this man for.
Crazy? That is not crazy.
No, that's crazy.
I don't think that's crazy.
Second in MVP, multiple times MVP. You know what I mean, or at least in the running.
Nah, not
MLS Cup winner.
Is it a poor
played well against Liga MX clubs?
Is it a poor decision? I think so because I think it's probably letting
25,
him go
not 32,
a little too early, but. I don't think it's crazy, and if they think that they can replace him with the money that they get, it might end up good business. We don't know the number yet. So we're obviously just speculating. But I'm not gonna knock until I see the number. I'm not really gonna knock the.
Give me a number what's the border for you? Where's the break even point for you to go? That's a good move. That's a bad move.
If they say 15, I'd be like. You can't say no.
If you say 14, you're like, stupid.
Not stupid, but I'm like, it's.
So give me the number that's like the breaking point for you where you say, okay, now I'm on the positive.
I mean, I think anything under 10 is
so
stupid.
11 million still feels really dumb to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's.
I don't think you understand the question I'm asking that because I say, give me the number where below
the number.
$1 below it. You was like,
under
no.
10, under 10, under
so,
10.
But then 10.1 still feels dumb though.
I mean, it feels less dumb. That's all.
I don't think you understand how the scenario I'm asking works.
So
I'm asking for the over/under number.
Yeah, if it's
me-
10.1, you were smart. Okay.
No, I think for me, it's it's like, let's call it 13 million. Anything below that, stupid. Anything above that, I'm like, fine.
But I ask, just because I see, and we've been to Columbus and we interact with a lot of crew fans, they really love Cucho. And the fact that
He's one of their own, the way they look at him.
so I don't understand unless he's saying he wants to leave, offer him a contract.
We're
let
not
him-
hearing that. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying it. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying we didn't hear that. We heard the opposite of that,
So
which feels really dumb. And I think as you get further and further into the weeds with like MLS rules and whatnot, it just goes to show why some of these GMs are more successful than others. Not to say anything about this new GM there. I think Issa Tal is his name, comes from the French league, took over for Bezpachenko as Bezpachenko goes to be the GM or the director of the group that owns Bournemouth. So Bournemouth and the other teams below him. I think Hibernian, is one of the other team names, right, Carter? Hibernian? Yeah. All right, thanks. Thanks for that, Carter. Sometimes I wonder, am I the only one here? Yeah. You're back? You're back? The microphone's over there. Yeah. What were you doing? Tweeting?
I was looking at for more information.
Oh, okay. Checking your bank account. Cool. When I look at the leaders, right? Who's that? Gareth Lagerwey and some of these guys. Gareth Lagerwey.
Yeah.
Some of these guys really know how to build a team in MLS. MLS has such strange rules that you kind of have to know how to maneuver within them. Losing a player like Cucho, you can't just go out and, MLS isn't the type of league that could just go out and then buy a striker. You know what I mean? Like,
especially in January, and it's just like
at the end of January,
you take whatever's left. You know what I mean? The scraps. It's not.
It feels like you're not really preparing for a league that's about to start in a couple weeks.
So interesting choice.
Speaking of interesting choices,
yes, another one in Major League Soccer. Houston Dynamo picked up Jack McGlynn from the Philadelphia Union.
For $2.1 million.
$2.1 million.
These are these new cash transfers.
Cash money.
Yeah. We spending guap out here.
It's just real money, not the funny, not the Garber bucks.
No, this is real cash.
But this is a situation where Jack McGlynn, who played at the Olympics, is now looking more promising, developing into the player that especially a lot of Union fans kind of wanted him to be. But
the rumor was he was going to go to Europe.
That's where he wanted to go as well. He was telling Union, like, please get me to a European club. The reports basically said that none of the offers that they had received were better than the one that they received from the Houston Dynamo. So they were like, hey, we got to take it.
You couldn't get more than 2.1?
Jack, Houston is lovely this time of year.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it.
Give me your thoughts on humidity.
This feels like and I don't say this with any I say this with all due respect, and I'm about to say something disrespectful.
Hold on.
But Houston Dynamo, for whatever reason, and I don't know what it is, but in my brain, and please tell me, other MLS fans, let me know if you feel this way. But Houston Dynamo feel like I look at Jack McGlynn and I see him picture him getting signed for the Houston Dynamo, and he's like, I don't want to play here. Like, the Houston Dynamo is the only team in my mind that I just think like some players are just like, I just don't want to play there. I don't know why.
It's like punishment. Like, this is like Australia when it was invented. You're being sent there because you were a bad
or something like that. And I don't know. Look, there's some bias there. And Houston hasn't really been great. They haven't really sold a lot of tickets.
The disconnect between the ownership and the actual team.
Maybe, Harden bought the team along with the dad. He's not really like there like that.
Yeah.
But there's something as soon as I saw this move, I felt bad for Jack McGlynn.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel that way about the Dynamo.
I'm the same way.
But please more, because we were ISC.
Montreal also starting to feel like that a little bit. Like, they don't want to spend money, so they'll just take whoever's available.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, but when Nacho Piatti was there, that was
different era.
The vibes were completely different
era.
So, this is more than anything, do I think he'll do fine there? He's gonna get minutes.
Yeah,
he's gonna be like the leader of the team. They sold Coco Carrasquilla.
Yeah. So, and Double H is out. Yeah. So he's
a lot more
responsible.
Ben Olsen has turned this team around. So it's not like
maybe the vibes will be different next year.
Yeah,
I just feel bad for Philly, man. They're losing the souls.
bro.
The soul of their teams, bro. The whole
Yeah.
team.
And weirdly enough, the Red Bulls and NYCFC have each 20% sell-on, a sell-on percentage on Jack McGlynn because he's actually from New York.
Yeah.
And the reason that is the case, I saw Tom Bogert had reported this, is because the union skirted the MLS territory rules that they have for homegrowns. So because of that, that was like the agreement. They were like, union gets 60% sell on, and then the other two get 2020. So yeah, everybody.
So NYCFC and New York Red Bull just made a couple.
I think the sell on is like if you move to a different country, not within Major League Soccer.
I don't know. We have to check into that because now with this new cash transfer,
I don't know how. I assume that's usually how the FIFA works with how FIFA works whenever we come to those transactions. Anyway,
$400,000 all of a sudden.
I'm mad at it. The other one I wanted to mention is
Santi Gimenez.
Oh, actually, before we didn't even mention this, but Miguel Almiron coming back. I don't know if you saw the videos and stuff, and that was just cool to see.
Very smart move by Atlanta.
Yeah. So
you're bringing the vibes back. And you need.
It was interesting watching Miguel Almiron shake hands with all the new people. You know what I mean? Like all the. He's like, hey,
when'd you get here? Yeah.
I've been here before. Like
I used to go to the school.
I was really cool here. But you know,
look, I won awards. I won trophies.
But the other one, AC Milan, pick up Santi Gimenez.
And possibly João Felix, maybe right before.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, so another big exciting move. You know, they could use a striker. Was it
Alvaro Morata's gone?
Morata,
either gone or he's on the way out. I'm not sure, but that did not work out.
It didn't.
The way I said it wouldn't work out, it didn't work out.
But CONCACAF out
we on the up, bro.
AC Milan to have Santi Gimenez, who's doing fairly well at Feyenoord.
No, he was doing incredibly well.
Can't
scored a hat trick recently.
Can't score for Mexico.
No,
for his life.
That's a Mexico problem. That's not a Santi problem, bro.
But Santi links up with Pulisic and Yunus Musa. CONCACAF
over under goals on him. I'll let you set the number.
I mean, well, we had 6.5 for
Marcus Rashford, but he's come back from a long drought.
Yeah,
what are we saying about this guy?
I mean, definitely over that. He's
you want to go 8.5?
Yeah, I think.
You think he's going to score 9 goals in half a season?
No. I'm going to say under 8.5.
So let's stick with 6.5.
Yeah, I'll say over. I think he should do more.
I think over as well.
Carter
6.5 for Santi Gimenez.
Under.
All right. So now you got to either buy dinner or the reverse.
And then I'm not invited.
Yeah. See? And then you could not pay attention to me, Carter, like you do during the show. The whole dinner. No, he's working, by the way.
No,
he has another job. He works for FedEx.
I think this is an exciting move, a good move, and more than anything, this is screaming desperation from AC Milan. They need to get into Champions League.
Not just desperation. This is a smart business move. They didn't just go out and get like a teenager that isn't getting minutes. Don't just. I'm not. On Matisse Tell. But they didn't go out and get a speculative striker. This is someone who is overperforming all of their analytical data, is playing really well in a league that generally has a good transfer rate. You know what I mean? Like you could pay well, you could pay relatively low, even though this is a loan move, right? This isn't a purchase.
No, this is permanent. This is a permanent.
Oh,
transfer.
It's a permanent move.
Yeah,
It's even better. They're going out and they're buying a player that specifically comes from a league where, Louis, what's his name? Luis Suarez. Other players have come from this league and been able to duplicate that performance. It's 15 million.
You guys ready for the number?
Yeah.
16 million. 16 million for Cucho Hernandez.
Hey.
16 million.
Okay, now this is good business.
Okay, I know I said you didn't understand the rules. That still feels low.
And there's a sell-on. We don't know what the number is for the sell-on yet.
Come on. This is a good move for the crew. What are you going to do? I mean, it sucks. And emotionally.
Here's why hold on. Here's why I'll accept this move. You probably wouldn't. There's not much more he can do to up that number.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's not much more he can do. He's already done enough. So in a way, it's like, yes, okay, you got 16 million, but what you doing with that 16 million?
And then, okay, well, yeah, but
And
at least you have 16 million to do something with.
Yeah, you could count for now. You could figure it out.
You put the money
In a way, you could use him to sort of now, right? Darlington Agby's getting older. Christian Ramirez is either too old and going to play or move on himself. I mean, there's a lot of players.
Or the you can use that money even within MLS. What if they? I mean,
Jack McGlynn, you go into Columbus.
Some of those other names like Evander. Obviously not a striker, but I'm just saying, like, maybe that the options are within the league this time around.
You can use 60 million to build up. Plus, the sell-on is always good business for
all
me.
I'm saying, yeah, it sucks, and I feel for the
hurts
crew
right
fans,
now.
but you can't say no to 16 million $16 So
well, dude, we need to put tariffs on MLS players.
Well, yeah, get all the money you can now because everything's gonna be more expensive.
Oh yeah.
All right, so again, congrats Santi on the move. I did love the this photo. This was just a cool photo to see. Santi Gimenez with Zlatan, just getting to know each other.
Yeah.
He
said, "How long ago did you play here, dude?"
Santi also, he's a pretty tall guy, and you realize when you stand next to Zlatan, you can.
Zlatan towers over most, so this is impressive.
But no, I'm excited to see. AC Milan, they got they drew this weekend against Inter Milan, but they are a team that is just. I constantly make the jokes like they beat Real Madrid in Champions League, and then they can't beat Bologna, they can't beat Parma, they can't beat any of these teams. They struggle whether it's at home or away, and having a competent striker, I think will
someone who's at least gonna try to score. It seemed like they were missing,
and they couldn't replace Olivier Giroud. And that's
which should not be that hard, right? Because he was an older striker. No, I mean I don't mean
right,
this way.
With all due respect, right? But yeah. So all right, let's wrap up there. Any other moves? Any other news?
Bro, this episode's gonna be an hour and a half. They keep making these moves.
Everything is happening right as we're recording. But no, we'll obviously keep tabs on all that stuff. Go follow Tom Booger for all those scoops as well, and follow us at Soccer Cooligans. Follow us on Blue Sky. That other site is getting more and more difficult to use to have any sense of community. I can't open Twitter without being like either absolute doom scrolling or just getting furious at Elon Musk, bro. It's a nightmare.
The worst part is you open it and you're like, oh, there's something I'm interested in, a soccer conversation.
Sure.
And then just one slight scroll, and it's either booty cheeks, somebody's life ending, a fight that is way more vicious than you expected. I'm like, why is this on my thing?
Exactly. There's a little bit of like, sometimes I feel like a child. I'm like, I shouldn't be looking at this.
Yeah.
This is for the adults.
I need parental control on my own accounts, bro.
So go follow us on Blue Sky at soccercooligans.com on there. That's where it's all going down, and we're having a lot more fun there. So, and make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Anything else that I'm missing? Instagram, all those other things. Also, I just want to give a shout out. Go to my ISO, Carter. Shout out to San Francisco City FC.
Yeah,
they sent us these kits.
Shouts to Maba as well for coming back.
They're out in USL League 2, but absolutely fresh kits. So shout out to San Francisco City. Thank you so much for sending us these. They sent us a nice care packages.
Yeah. Thank you for the kit. I got one as well.
And the shirt.
I got one as well.
Thank you. The shirt. We'll show the shirt in another episode, but it's a really funny shirt.
Yeah.
And that's it, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll be back on Thursday with a brand new episode. We appreciate y'all. Hit the like, follow, subscribe, do all the things you got to do to support the Cooligans. Join us on Patreon as well, patreon.com/soccercooligans. And that is it. That is my spiel, everybody. We'll see you Thursday, like I said.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Love you guys.